Hello?
You
Can you hear me?
got him so hard. Oh God, that was so funny. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's just like Skype is trolling you on behalf of
Optimum is
me.
so bad. That's what's
It's
wrong with mine too.
hilarious.
Like half the time when you guys can't hear me,
We
it's
were
my
going so
terrible
good too.
connection.
It did not happen all night. We were almost through the whole episode.
Sometimes in life, just get owned. That's
Oh man, that's awful.
God. I had it positioned so I didn't ever have to look at my prepubescent face, and God, I just look so stupid. Let's continue.
What was I talking about even? What was I was on some good rant
Swap.
too.
You were talking about we said some things to Epic about
Ah,
thrash
yes,
talk.
yes, yes. Okay, yeah. Like, we suggested, swaps to Epic about trenches. They looked into it, they liked it, and they switched it. So, I mean, if we come up with the right swaps, they have obviously said we will actually look into it, and if it is good and it makes sense, the swaps will be made. But what we got to remember is that they're not in title updates until the next one. I'm pretty sure tier
Right.
four they're going to be putting them in. So, and
So
we
that's what
can't,
I said.
yeah, we can't do a ton of swaps either on each map. As far as Pete told us, it has to only be like I think one one
Yeah.
swap of weapons. So
Yeah, that's why I was saying we start testing Thrashball now. We find a good weapon swap for that spot. I think we can get it in,
hmm
make it a viable map.
Yeah, it needs to be.
yeah,
Because I mean that one's kind of on the teeter totter. Like if I'm looking at 6 execution maps, that one's probably going to fall out. But I mean, with TU4 coming out, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 6 King of the Hills and 5 executions. Personally,
Yeah,
just ooh,
I
oh
would like to
man,
see that.
if you even they will flip out if you
I
even
know, but
suggest that.
hey,
They're trying
that
to
would be
they're trying to
cool.
push you. They what they're trying to push right now for 7 execution and only 4 king.
Who?
And
Really?
this is on this private page we have where
The
we
Gears
put.
of War private
Yeah,
page.
Gears of War private page where
Why?
we would discuss all those things. Listen, this is why I've been just backing off bit by bit from the whole thing and just debating it privately with the right people because the
I'm gonna go to the people who
like
agree with
yeah, like
me.
I'm getting torn apart for even saying Mercy sucks, and like the things that they're pretty much saying I don't want Mercy to get dropped just because people don't know how to play it, and it's like, well, if people tune in and see a campy match on Mercy, which is like at least half the time,
I'd say more than that.
yeah, or more than that, like they tune out instantly. Like we can't have that. We can't afford any of these things. We have to have the fastest maps playing all the time. We can't afford campy maps like Dry Dock, like Trenches, like Mercy. Like they all have those flaws. Every other map, if you think Checkout, that is like once in a damn blue moon that map is slow. And then you go to Clock Tower, same thing. Hotel, same thing. Old Town, same thing. And what's the other one I was talking about? Oh, Slab. Even though it's new, same thing. There's so many weapons that it's so rare that that's a slow played map on execution. I mean, we can't afford those really slow, methodical maps like that for execution.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
I just wish more people would be accepting. I mean, I, I know King has the random element factor. The biggest thing that I want to see change with King, other than the hills, is the wave spawn. I would like to. I mean, Epic wants to be original with the wave spawn and keep it, gearsified. I don't know what you want to call it, but the wave spawn at least lower the time. It's right now. I think it's minimum 3 seconds, max 17 seconds. That's a big window
Yeah,
of time. So if
that
that
Yeah,
were
it
sucks.
is.
lowered, maybe 3 to 10, 3 to 8, something a little bit better, that would be fantastic. But as far as viewership goes, man, and we're talking, these are the things that help pump the game, keep it alive, so that we have a hype fest station, so that we have sponsors willing to put in money for events. We need exciting game types. And I think that's where a lot of people are kind of like hung up on, well, this isn't necessarily the most competitive, but is it? I mean, even like Terror back when, he hasn't really said it now, but he's been pretty much against it a while. I think he kind of feels like people are throwing in King of the Hill to throw off Infinity, they've been slapping people on King of the Hill.
They got
I mean, it's
two
like
King of the Hills all hype fest.
I don't understand
Just
how
because
their
Atmos
team.
doesn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand how their team doesn't like it, and they absolutely murk people on King. It just doesn't make sense to me. So
Yep.
I don't know.
I just want to say something about Mercy. I personally believe that Mercy is a great map. It just depends on how the teams play it out. The teams that play it don't know how to play on Mercy. I don't know. I feel like it should be played more up top than inside. But that's just my opinion.
I think it's a good map as far. I mean, if you know how to play it. But the issue that we ran into at Hype, as far as my personal team goes, is that the weapon respawns were too slow. So like we wanted to do things, and we were sitting there waiting. And LOX is the only team that we played it on. They didn't move. They literally did not move past their ink spawn. That wall. If you think about where that wall goes, the edge of the wall, they grabbed ink
storage
and just sat on their side. And if we pushed them, they would double ink us. So it was like, well, what can you do? I mean, the Lancers are pretty strong once you get past a certain point. So it's like, I mean, you can work it how you want, but it's just really hard.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh yeah, and Terror's saying the 7-round rule needs to be removed.
Oh yeah. King of the
God, yes,
King of the Couch. I removed that. And once again, it played fine. There was no real stalemates or anything. They pushed for the win.
Did you change to the 7-round rule? Did you just take it out so you just had to win a round?
Yeah, you had to win 4 rounds. There was no stalemating to win. That's the problem. The 7-round rule doesn't really promote a faster game. What it does is it locks the game at a max time limit on execution, which if it's 5 minutes a round on execution, that's a 35-minute map max,
Right.
which a lot of the times it actually went to at Hype, which is ridiculous. The matches usually don't even go that long for best of 3, and we took it out. So I mean, now teams had to actually push and get that round, or they weren't winning. So the stalemates didn't really happen that often.
It happened to my team at NJ Halo this weekend. I personally liked it. We got camped, and we came back, and we actually won the map because of the 7-round rule taken out. It's probably be taken out for the next Hype. I can't guarantee it, though.
Yeah.
Well, you take out 7-round rule, and you just remove stopping power, and we just have a, fucking push-happy game, right? On paper.
Oh,
so
stuff.
you throw money on the line, and then all you guys will turn into pussies again. Back. Run your nose.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with the stopping power ordeal. We talked about that in the last episode with having like an on-off switch in privates, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, it could be done. Why do we have that freaking map selection option? Nobody does it. It's always host picks.
Yeah,
I mean, we can only say that so many times, though. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Little
What's we haven't heard from Gabe in a while.
Yeah.
If we can get him on,
Gabe,
how
you there?
he feels about it.
Gabriel?
He agrees with everything I've said tenfold.
Is his mic muted?
Did you forget your mic's muted, Gabriel?
Maybe he's talking to his sweetie.
Can you hear me?
There you go,
Yeah,
yeah.
there we go.
What do you think about the whole 7-round rule and all this stuff we've been discussing?
I think it needs to be taken out. I don't think it's not meant for Gears. We did that during Gears 2, and it kind of stuck around like a bad virus. But with the stopping power, I think that if it was removed, it'd make the game 10 times better. This game is way too Lancer. The Lancer's overpowered. All the rifles are overpowered, unfortunately, in this game. And everybody, I know a lot of the casual gamers don't like to hear this, but this game is a shotgun-based game. It needs to get back to it. And I think that you'll see a bigger skill gap come out of you'll see a bigger skill gap if you took off the Lancer, the stopping power in the Lancer as well. So I mean, if somehow Epic could implement the on-off switch like Arc said, and just work on that, I think it'd make the game 10 times better.
I just have like fantasies of like King of the Hill meets no stopping power.
Oh, man. How many of those hard setups are now all of a sudden much easier to break?
Much easier to break.
You just need the game to be as fast as possible, I think. I mean, the game is is, I mean, if you could play the game as fast as you want, then the skill gap is it's infinity. You can't. There's no skill gap. I mean, it just keeps going. And with the stopping power, it just limits players to do what they want. I mean, it's overpowered, I think. But I'm into the games that are that are fast paced, that make you use your reactions, that they make you use your skill, this and that, like Unreal, or kind of like Halo 2, or you can. I mean, most people don't understand, but Halo 2, you can play that game as fast as you want. Gears of War 1, you can play the game as fast as you want. Gears of War 2, it had flaws. But Gears of War 3, you can in certain aspects you can, but the stopping power is that one thing that's just.
You had to pick stopping power or the snub pistol.
Stopping power.
Stopping
All
power.
day.
Easily.
Stopping power.
Hands down, stopping power.
I figured there was a number. I was just saying maybe there was someone else who wanted the fucking pistol, all right? Art, did you there, sweetie?
I'm here.
Your camera is frozen. You've been stuck in this like little staring
Can you guys
position.
hear me, though?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. All right. Cool. As long as you hear me, that's all that matters. People get to see my beanie.
I say we just remove the Lancer entirely and just spawn with shotguns, pistols, and a smoke.
That's what I'm saying. People want to see shotgun battles.
Fuck yeah, man.
People want to see.
That's the problem. The thing getting rid of stopping power for that, it wouldn't just promote more shotgun fights. The thing is, you would need actually more coordinated team fire instead of one guy just holding back a whole team pushing down a lane with his stopping power Lancer.
Yeah, one guy can stop 3 people with active Lancer, like, just because the stopping power is so ridiculous. I mean, like, it also sucks too. I mean, it all comes together just because if you have stopping power, then you're scared to make pushes, and then that relates to losing rounds, or that relates that relates to the 7-round rule, and this relates to that. I think that one of the biggest problems in Gears of War 3 is just the stopping power. To be completely honest, I mean, if you see somebody in front of you, like in this game, like in Gears of War 2, it was 80% you had the shotgun out, 20% you had the Lancer. This game, it's flip-flop. You have the Lancer out 80% of the time, and then it's the 20% shotgun. You need that fine balance, but realistically, you want the shotgun to be where it's at. I mean, for the viewers, for the competitive play.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing that whenever we get on this topic is that I think a lot of people forget that Gears of War 1 was very Lancer heavy, or I don't want to say heavy, but oriented at the highest level of play. There was a lot of crossfire, a lot of team fire, but that's the important key there. Team fire.
Yep.
It wasn't one guy locking down a position. And I think that a lot of people, they say that they want stopping power removed. They say this, they say that. They think it's going to be a shotgun heavy game. What you'll see is a lot more coordinated Lancer fire.
Better teams.
Go back and watch Gears of War 1 VOD. I mean, it's there. You guys can view it. I've seen it. I mean, it's not the shotgun heavy mess that people keep saying it's going to be. There's a lot of team fire, a lot of coordination, and I think people forget that. Maybe some of the people that only play Gears 2 or just now got into it with Gears 3, but it was very, very team oriented. So I just want to bring that point back up.
No, you're right. You're right. But that's what I'm talking about when you had that skill gap. I mean, you take off the stopping power, there is going to be that skill gap. And,
right.
But you will see those teams. I mean, like our team, the Insanes in Gears of War 1, we were Lancer heavy. We were. And I remember it. But it made us a better team, and that's why we strived, and we played well. It's because the stopping power wasn't there, and you were allowed to make pushes, and you were allowed to make things happen. And I mean, if you look at all these games, the most exciting one to watch was Gears of War 1. I mean, Gears of War 2 was good and all, but the stopping power really slowed down the game, and you started seeing a lot more camping. I mean, Gears of War 1, there wasn't as many problems as you're seeing now. Just the stopping power is I think if you were to take it off, I'll harp on this all day, is that it would make the game 10 times better.
Yeah, we could go roundabout on this topic for hours, I bet. But, I mean, it's simple. Like, just please, at least give us the weekend just to try it. Just get a little taste. Just a little bit. You know, just give us
I
that
love to see
taste.
no stopping power.
But I think if we got that taste and it's good, oh, we're gonna flip out as soon as it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad
Exactly.
We're gonna be
sign.
addicted. We're gonna be itching for it. You're gonna see people back on Gears 1 just so they don't have stopping power.
So where we at, Kenny?
I mean, it's been a little over an hour. I mean, as far as more stuff to cover, I mean, we pretty much covered everything I had dropped for tonight. The only other thing was how there was a title update today, I believe, and all it really covered was quick match matchmaking, glitching for the Phoenix Rising maps, in rotation, how they weren't rotating and stuff like that.
Right.
But, I mean, other than that, we've pretty much covered everything I had to cover. So, I mean, if you guys
Sarah
have
wants to get in if you feel like entertaining that thought, or you can save it for next week. It's your call.
what happened?
Vero, the man himself. He said, tell him to get me in. I will say some stuff about hype, smiley face regarding game types and stuff.
Yeah, let's add Vero. See what he's got to say.
All right, well, let me send him K, and I got to do my favorite smiley face, which is the D. The grin. Best smiley face.
While we
Hands
get him
down.
in here, I'm going to talk about hype real quick. Some of the things with eBash, because we have been talking with them more, and I got to get Chris. I got to get you in there, and Caesar, and on some of the discussions I've had. Some of the things that we had brought up in previous stuff about, I brought up the thing where it's like Chicago '07 with having 45-minute drive time and stuff like that. Basically, what the owner said to me is that it doesn't matter what the circumstances are, as long as we can get people out there, they will make every single thing that they need to do. They will make it work. So he said if people aren't going to want to do that drive, they said they're going to have shuttles going back and forth as long as the people are showing up. I know they're running like an online tournament right now to kind of see how the interest is just with eBash and stuff right now. I think it's on their Facebook page. Someone tweeted me the link or whatever, but based off of what he told me, anything that they can do in order to make it easier for the Gears of War community to go out there, they want to do it. The only downside is, and I think that a lot of people want the next hype to be like within the next 2 to 3 months, they're looking at June, like the end of June, maybe mid-June. I could try to talk to them about an earlier date, but they're trying to make basically they're revamping the store to make it live streaming friendly. They're adding, I don't know how many other stations, but they were talking about adding like an announcer booth area. I kind of can think of where they would do that, but they're just trying to make it really friendly for any future events that they might have with, hype or whatever other tournaments they might be doing. So they sound really positive, but we just got to get more communication with instead of me being the middleman, I need, Chris or Caesar to just say, hey, I'm ready to just start talking with him, and then I can put him in contact with you guys.
Yeah, I noticed your post in the Gears of War private page, and I talked to Caesar about it a couple days ago, and we'll get in talk with them, and I have you added on Skype, I believe. So as soon as this is over, we'll talk.
All right, Vera, are you there?
Oh yeah,
Hi,
All right,
Vero.
Vera, your camera's
What up?
not working right now.
I can see myself. That's all that matters.
Hi,
So.
So try turning it off and on again real quick. See if that works.
He hasn't said hi back to me.
Boom, back. I did say hi, Scott.
Hi.
Not working.
Don't care.
No big deal. Just turn it off so they at least got a picture of you.
Ah, yeah, it's that
Turn it off
picture that
there.
Gandhi hates.
So much, man.
Sup? What's going on?
All right. So what did you want to cover about hype?
I just said nothing. No, okay. So for hype, I know everybody's wondering how hype, and arCtyC just brought up about eBash and how he said it's going to be in June, which would be a little late, which isn't necessarily what we want to do with hype because we want to keep a fluid balance of how spread out they are, and if we wait till June, it's kind of like that's kind of when the MLG season starts again, and who knows what they'll be picking up. And as Scott said before, we don't want hype to die because of MLG, and all that stuff. So we're looking at it soon, and it will be soon. And I can make some announcements now, nothing huge, but what we will tell you guys is get your rosters set, and we're going to be asking you to start submitting them very, very soon. So get your rosters set and in stone. And for those of you who still are who aren't sure of your rosters, I'm not going to say it's going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form, but we're going with the original hype format that we started from Hype 1. So there will be some rewards for teams that stick together. So I could just that's one thing I can say. Another thing is there will be another online qualifier. We're looking at more than we had for the Beyond Gaming, so there will be more qualifiers than we had for the Beyond Gaming original one. But this time you have to actually win your qualifiers. There will be probably a $20 payment to get in, just like last time, so nothing too over the top. But you're gonna actually have to win. There's no like, you just squoze in. So it promotes confidence, and also that only the best teams will be making it out there, and it promotes, like I said, like a little confidence, like we won our qualifier. We didn't just squeak through. It gives you that confidence going into LAN. So there will be invited teams, of course. We will once again be dwelling into the European side of Gears of War with teams like Apex, Druids, Enjoy, and all those guys out there. And who knows, with me and Scott and I will be casting the the ACL Pro. So who knows, if there's some big Australian teams, maybe we'll try to get an Australian team down to Hype. As far as numbers for Hype, we're not exactly set in stone. If we will have 32 teams again, 16, maybe find a middle ground, that is still in discussion, depending on where we actually find out the event. And as we said before, we're trying to go into the central middle, like eBash would be nice. But you guys do need to remember that we have a lot of equipment. So if we can't find a place that's going to, be able to just give us everything stream-wise and, Xbox-wise, and we want uniform TVs, as we have talked about before. We don't want one station to have Emerson's and the other station to have this. It's just
It makes
a
sense for
hassle.
such a great look, though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. So what it comes down to is we want uniform TVs. So if we have to start, bringing equipment out to eBash and places like that, it costs money to move things. So we have to look, and we know people are saying, I fly from here and there. But all I want to say is whether we move from New York, New Jersey to like a couple states over, if you're coming from California, you're still paying $500 for your flight. One state over doesn't make your flight instantly cheaper. I guess that's one thing I wanted to say to people that are wondering about, oh my God, you guys don't want to leave, New Jersey, New York. It's like, yeah, it's easier for us, but I mean, most of the teams that start from Hype, Vicious's team is one of the co-founders. He's not trying to rig anything. 3 of his teammates from the original Hype were across the country. Same thing with our team. We got, Caesar and Camille's, but Rec and Carson's are halfway across the, country too, respectively. So
Carson's in Canada?
Carson's in West Canada. So, I mean, we're not trying to rig. Yeah.
I know
Nobody's rigging the tournament. Nobody's rigging the tournament, so we don't have to pay. You got to remember, Caesar, Vicious, Barbosa, we all pay out of our own pockets and stuff like that. So it's nothing to do with not wanting to traveling.
I know a place. It's a great place. It's called DC. That'd be swell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, what I can say are places we are looking at. I will say that. One of the original Hyperstation players, Game Time Now. Yeah, Game Time Now is one of the original places. We have eBash, of course, local battles, and possibly one more in the New York area. I don't know the exact name of it. So we have 4 to 5 places we're looking at. And yeah, your mic was weird, so I'm not sure if I talked over you or whatever. Your mic was like static and stuff, so some people are saying it. So my bad if I did do that. So that's pretty much what I can say. As far as qualifiers go, invites. So get your rosters ready, and what I can say about the rosters, as I said before, is we're sticking with the Hype standard of we will be rewarding the teams who showed resilience and dedication. So I don't know if there's anything else you guys would possibly want me to answer as far as game types and stuff like that, but that's up to you guys.
No, I mean, you pretty much covered enough. I don't want to drag this show on too much later because we're almost hitting the hour-and-a-half mark,
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wanted to, huh?
I was just agreeing. I was just going to be your right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going for that 6 execution, 5 King of the Hill. We're going to try to go for that look. So just to reiterate what you guys were saying. So we're definitely trying for that. My honest opinion, I'm just going to say it now, take out Mercy, Drydock Trenches at Execution Slab, King of the Hill Slab, and King of the Hill Hotel / Thrash Ball, whichever one plays out better. That's just me. And I want to say this,
also.
even though it's not going to kill me as I'm dragging it out. I'm going to drag this out about Mercy because I hate Mercy. And everybody's saying, if you play it right, Okay, you want me to tell you right now the right way to play Mercy? You go inside, and if you go inside, the other team sneaks around outside and traps you in. So then what the other team
here's the thing. Even when it comes, just to get my last little comment on Mercy, Even when it goes to the inside fight, it's just the fight of who does get stunned and who doesn't get stunned, and it just looks stupid.
Exactly. And then one team loses, so they go, okay, we're going to throw the audible and trap them inside. And then the other team
Yes.
they run up to the bowl, and then you run up to the bowl, and it's a stalemate. And that's the proper way to play Mercy. That's the proper way to play Mercy, is sending one person everywhere in the map. I had a talk with Requiem about this, and he explained it perfectly. And that is the proper way to play Mercy, is just sending everybody everywhere, and then it's a stalemate. And if that's what you guys want for Gears of War as players, if you think, we've been practicing Mercy, we're the best at it, we're the best 1%, we're the only people who know how to play it, well, fine. Watch your game die and have 2 people watching you guys be the best players in the game on Mercy. That's all I'm going to say.
Shots fired.
Look how mad he is.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Zero just took a jump all over you Mercy lovers right now.
He just said, kick rocks, Mercy, I'm not having it.
I'm still gonna say Mercy's good.
Counter-Strike people, we're
That's
the 1%. Like, nobody cares.
All right. After that, I think it's a good time to wrap it up. You guys want to do your little plugs, shout-outs, whatever you want to do. We could start with Predator, if you're there. We could start off with you.
Oh, save the best for first. Yeah, just thank you for inviting me to Active Reload. I had a lot of fun listening in and giving my 2 cents. Shout out to everybody who follows me on Twitter and Twitch TV. And, I still haven't really decided on what exactly I'm doing, unfortunately. So everybody just sit in tight. I love you all. And that's my shout out.
All right, Vero, you want to go?
Yeah, of course. Big shout out to all of you guys on here who do the show every week. Of course, Hyperstation, because I love them. I can, I'll just plug myself here and be selfish. The Gao.se tournament, check that out. It's tomorrow and the next day. Scott and I will be commentating, and Loco. Plenty of people are getting on there. Fatal Strike. So Gao.se, there was 48 European tournament teams who came out for this tournament. So give the EU guys some love. We have Mad Cat sponsoring it, and they're giving away 4 headsets to the winners. So big shout out to Gao.se, ACL Pro again, the Australians. Let's support the Australians. 32 teams for that tournament. So, Scott and I, once again, along with Fallout and a couple others, will be commentating that. I'm not sure the prize money for that exactly or who's sponsoring that, but definitely support them. And, of course, Beyond Gaming, as I am now working with Beyond Gaming for a directorship. So you'll see plenty of more content coming out from Beyond Gaming and I. And, of course, Scott will join with me on that. And a shout out to Machinima, because Scott and I will be making videos for that, too. That's about it.
All right, Burger, you're next.
Yeah, basically shout out to my team, which is going to be the team I'm coaching is Fallout, Affinity, Knock, and Fran. Shout out to the Hype team, which Vero, Caesar, everybody else. My teammate from NJ Halo this weekend, Ryu, he's a good player. And basically just you guys for hosting all the shows and, of course, the community and my followers. Thanks, guys. Love you all.
All right, Scott or arCtyC, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Does my voice even work?
Yeah, you're really pixelated and stuff for no reason.
Okay.
I gotta give a shout out to Razor, all the people that support our team, the boys for putting in work day in, day out, Fobo, Skyless, Callie, XL, Orange, who's making his comeback relatively soon. All you guys, love everyone. Shout out to I guess people that follow me on Twitter. Everyone's doing shout out on Twitter. So yeah, just thank you guys for the continued support. Love everyone on the show, making the Gears community grow. It's always positive. That's all I got for you.
Scott?
It's going to go backwards, but Sarah for Prez. Love you.
Me too.
That's all I got. My voice is fucked.
That's all you got? That's your one shout out?
It's pixelated. I can't do anything.
Oh, all right. All right, well, I guess I'm just going to, of course, shout Kona's Corner, G-Con, Gal Nation, everybody supporting Gears, Hyperstation, all that stuff. King of the Couch, you guys better stay tuned for, we've got a little event coming up soon. I believe it's going to be in March, the next one. Like I said, just keep continuing to support Gears, guys. Keep pushing for it. We're getting there. It's growing. It's definitely growing. I've seen it. Like, each event's getting bigger and bigger. Keep the train going, And on that note, we're going to close it out, episode 7. Tune in next week, episode 8. I'll keep you guys updated on Twitter, what's going on, who's going to be on there. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next week.
Later.
See you.
Peace.